In 2026, you can clone someone's voice with less than a minute of audio. That sounds scary, and honestly, it should make you a little uncomfortable. But voice cloning is also one of the most powerful creative tools available right now, if you use it the right way. In this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly how AI voice cloning works, how to clone a voice using ElevenLabs in under 5 minutes, the ethical rules you absolutely must follow, and how to protect your own voice from being cloned without your permission. By the end, you'll understand both the power and the responsibility that comes with this technology. Let's get into it.
So what exactly is AI voice cloning? At its core, voice cloning is a machine learning technique that analyzes a sample of someone's speech, their tone, their pacing, their accent, the unique texture of their vocal cords, and creates a digital model that can generate new speech in that person's voice. You feed it audio, it learns the voice, and then it can say anything you type. The technology has improved at a staggering pace. Just a few years ago, you needed hours of studio-quality recordings to get a passable clone. Now, modern systems like ElevenLabs instant voice cloning can work with as little as 1 minute of clear audio. Professional voice cloning, which produces higher fidelity results, still benefits from more training data, ideally 30 minutes to an hour of clean recordings. But the quality difference between a 1-minute clone and an hour-long clone is shrinking fast. The underlying technology uses neural networks trained on massive datasets of human speech. They learn not just what a voice sounds like, but how it moves, the subtle rises and falls in pitch, the way certain consonants are pronounced, the rhythm of natural breathing. This is why modern cloned voices can sound indistinguishable from the real thing. It's genuinely remarkable, and it's why we need to talk about how to use it responsibly.
Let's get hands-on. ElevenLabs is currently the gold standard for voice cloning, and their process is remarkably straightforward. Here's how it works step by step. Step 1. Record your training audio. You'll want a clean recording of the voice you want to clone, and this is critical, a voice you have permission to clone. Record in a quiet room with minimal echo. Use a decent microphone if you have one, but even a smartphone recording works if it's clear. No background music, no wind noise, no other people talking. For the best results with professional voice cloning, aim for 30 minutes to an hour of varied speech, different sentences, different emotional tones, natural pauses. The more variety in your training data, the more flexible the resulting clone will be. Step 2. Upload to ElevenLabs. Create an account, navigate to the Voices section, and select Add Voice. You'll choose between instant voice cloning, which works with minimal audio and is available on most plans, and professional voice cloning, which requires more audio but produces significantly higher fidelity. Upload your audio files and give the voice a name. Step 3. Generate speech. Once the model finishes training, which takes anywhere from a few minutes to about 30 minutes depending on the plan, you can type any text and hear it spoken in the cloned voice. ElevenLabs gives you controls for stability, clarity, and style exaggeration, so you can fine-tune the output. Higher stability means more consistent but potentially flatter delivery. Lower stability gives more emotional range but can be less predictable. Step 4. Refine and deploy. Generate a few samples, adjust your settings, and once you're happy with the quality, you can use the voice via the ElevenLabs web interface, their API for developers, or integrations with tools like Descript, Audacity, and various video editors. The free tier gives you 10,000 characters per month, enough to experiment. Paid plans start at around $5 a month for 30,000 characters and scale up from there. The entire process, from recording to first generated clip, can genuinely take under 5 minutes with instant voice cloning.
Now let's talk about the responsible ways to use this technology because there are genuinely incredible applications when done ethically. First, audiobook narration. Authors who can't afford professional voice actors can clone their own voice to narrate their books. This is the most common ethical use case. You're cloning yourself, creating content in your own voice without spending weeks in a recording booth. Some authors even offer their cloned voice to other creators under licensing agreements. Second, accessibility. Voice cloning is life-changing for people who have lost their ability to speak due to illness or injury. Services like ElevenLabs voice cloning for medical use and tools like Vocali-D can recreate someone's natural voice from recordings made before they lost it. Imagine being told you'll never sound like yourself again. And then technology gives that voice back. That's the promise, and it's being delivered right now. Third, content creation and localization. Podcasters and YouTubers can clone their own voice to produce content in multiple languages. ElevenLabs dubbing feature can take an English video and generate a Spanish, French, or Japanese version in your own voice. This opens up global audiences without losing your personal brand. Fourth, preserving family voices. Some people record elderly family members and create voice models as a way to preserve their presence after they pass. This is deeply personal and when done with the family member's knowledge and consent can be a meaningful way to keep memories alive. The common thread in every one of these examples, consent. Either you're cloning your own voice or you have explicit documented permission from the person whose voice you're using. That's the line. Stay on the right side of it.
Let's be crystal clear about the rules, because the legal landscape is catching up fast. In the United States, the Federal Trade Commission has launched enforcement actions against companies that clone voices without consent. Several states have passed laws specifically criminalizing unauthorized voice cloning, especially when used for fraud or impersonation. The European Union's AI Act includes provisions for synthetic media that require disclosure when AI-generated voices are used. Here's your golden rule. Never clone a voice without the explicit consent of the person it belongs to. Not implied consent. Not they probably wouldn't mind. Explicit, documented, ideally written consent. And if you're using a cloned voice publicly, in a video, a podcast, an advertisement, you should disclose that it's AI-generated. ElevenLabs themselves require this in their terms of service, and they've implemented AI speech classifiers that can detect ElevenLabs-generated audio. The consequences of getting this wrong are serious. Beyond legal liability, there's reputational damage. The internet does not forgive people who misuse voice cloning technology. There have been high-profile cases of cloned voices being used for phone scams, where fraudsters cloned a family member's voice from social media audio and called demanding emergency money. This is why platforms are investing heavily in detection tools. If you're a creator, here's my recommendation. Only clone voices you own, yours, or voices you've been explicitly authorized to use. When in doubt, don't. The creative possibilities are enormous, but they exist within a framework of respect and consent.
Now let's flip the perspective. How do you know if a voice you're hearing is real or cloned? And how do you protect your own voice? For detection, there are several tools available. ElevenLabs offers a free AI speech classifier that can determine whether audio was generated by their system. Pindrop and Haya provide enterprise-level voice authentication and deepfake detection. The FTC has published guidance on identifying voice cloning scams, with key warning signs: urgent requests for money, unusual call patterns, requests that don't match the person's normal communication style, and callers who refuse to let you ask verifying questions. The reality is that detection is an arms race. As cloning improves, detection has to keep pace. Some researchers are proposing audio watermarking standards, embedding inaudible signatures into all AI-generated speech, but adoption is still early. To protect your own voice, here are practical steps. First, be thoughtful about how much clean audio of your voice you post publicly. The less high-quality training data available, the harder it is to clone you convincingly. Second, set up a family-safe word, a word or phrase that only your close family knows. If someone calls claiming to be a family member in an emergency, ask for the safe word. Third, enable two-factor authentication on all financial accounts, so a cloned voice can't be used to bypass phone-based security. And finally, if you're a public figure, podcaster, or content creator with a lot of voice content online, consider registering your voice. The United States Copyright Office has begun exploring voice rights, and some legal experts recommend treating your voice as an asset that can be protected through trademark or right of publicity laws. It's a new frontier, but awareness is growing.
Let's recap. AI voice cloning is here. It's powerful and it's accessible to anyone with an internet connection. You can clone a voice using ElevenLabs in under 5 minutes with just a minute of clean audio. The ethical use cases are genuinely life-changing: accessibility, audiobooks, multilingual content, voice preservation. But the golden rule never changes: explicit consent every single time, no exceptions. Protect your own voice with safe words and two-factor authentication. And stay informed, because this technology and the laws around it are evolving fast.
If this was helpful, hit subscribe. I make videos about AI tools and how to use them responsibly, so you'll always know what's possible and what's ethical. Drop a comment below if you've tried voice cloning or if you have questions about any of the steps. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.